Okay, so in this class, as well as your other classes upcoming, you're going to be required to archive all your work that you've done in the class. So I'm going to show you how to manage your files as well as set up your OneDrive so that you can do that. So you're going to need to start doing that for most of your classes at SPC in the digital media uh, program. So let me just show you that real quick. So you do have 50 gigs of space on OneDrive. Um, and if you need to delete some work, you might want to back that up, but I think you should be fine. So I'm just going to log in to the dashboard. And when you're in here, you have a setup of Windows, and you should have this Office 365. If not, you should be able to find it over in the toolbar. But it should show up like this, and you can access your emails here. But what we're looking for is files. Okay, so once we go here, then we want to see all files. Now, here are some folders that I already have in here. But for this specific class, we want to create our own folder. Okay, so I'm just going to go to there and click folder, and we're going to call it DIG 2109. And whatever semester you're in, we'll just call this winter 2026. And just depending on which section you're in, if you have a specific section, you can type that in. But I'm just going to keep that right there. So, and then we'll just create. And then once that happens, then you'll have your folder here. So everything that we do in class needs to go into this folder. And you can share this link. You can copy a link and share that link with anyone that has it. They can open up and take a look at your archive. And you can also do a share, which you could email it as well, or you can copy the link. Either way. Okay, so inside here, and we'll go over this in the beginning of class as well, but this is here for reference. And I'll put them in most of the modules so you have that. So after each lesson we do, then you're going to need to upload it to this root folder. Okay, so we call this a root folder. That means it's going to be the main folder that we put other subfolders in. Okay, so I'm going to just click that. And you're going to see that it's totally empty. Okay, well, at the beginning of each class, you might want to start a desktop folder or start a folder on your external. Either way, you'll want to do that because what's going to happen is anything you leave on the desktop is going to get erased when they come in and they reboot the computers, or they wipe every time someone logs in. Sometimes they may stay there, but you don't want to take that chance. So what I usually do is I'll work on the desktop, and then when I'm done, I will copy it to my external. So I have a root folder here, okay, and right now if I were done with lesson one, I would upload it to my files just by doing this. Okay, so lesson one, and I can just drag that in here. Okay, so there's all my files that I worked on in lesson one right here. Okay, so any way you want to, break it down and put stuff in there. So I have some other files. I need to make sure they're going in there. Okay, it looks like they're still uploading some imagery. So just keep in mind that you do have 50 gigs of space. If you have really large video files, then you might want to optimize those or put those on an external. Okay, so here I have all the files from my root folder. You can see it right here. I put them in week one, but you can just stick them inside the main folder if you want. Again, we'll go over this in class, but this is the first week we're in class, and these are some things we did in the past class. Some of these we won't be doing, but you can now see that I have on my OneDrive, I have all these files here, okay? And if we go back to home or my files, you're going to see that here is my folder. That's my root folder. Inside there, I have lesson 1 inside that folder. Okay. Now, here are my folders on my desktop. Do not leave them there because they will get wiped or possibly get wiped. They might be there when you get back, but I can't guarantee it. So I'm going to put another copy here on my external. Okay. So keep in mind, we really need to keep copies of all your files. So I have a copy on my OneDrive and I have a copy on my external. Okay. So you can buy an external on Amazon relatively inexpensively. Some of you may already have one, but try to get something that's at least 500 gig so you have room for video and animation and that type of stuff. Okay. So if you have any questions on that, just email me. But keep in mind, you're going to be doing this for some of your other classes. So we'll practice this in class each time just to get you in tune with archiving your files, which is a very important part of file management. Okay. And we'll talk more about, how to name your files and how to keep track of all those. So just keep that in mind. And we'll go over this in class, but just make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 copies of all your files you're working on. So at any time when we ask to see them, we will have them. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the lesson for this upcoming module.